Welcome to the next episode with one of the global. In fact, I know he is part of the top 50 coaching gurus in the world. How could I have missed out on that? Uh, Marshal Goldsmith, the 50 thinkers. Yes, yes, yes. And I mentioned on the first episode that I met Philippe Grau when I was in the executive coaching training with Ideal Coaching Global USA. And in the first episode, again, we looked at purely his journey. One of the things that stood out for me in the first episode that you may need to go back and watch is he used the word, I had to find how I will be useful. Even when the environment was not the absolute space he can flourish, he needed to find how he can be useful and saw growth in that. He also used the challenges to come where he heard the word, you are a diamond for our company. And that didn't end there. And that is why I share something absolutely in common. Two diamonds in the rough. Two diamonds in the rough on one podcast sharing our perspective about coaching. And from there, he moved to a couple of trainings in LLP in the United States, where he settled to say, this is my diamond, human capital development. Philippe Grau, please, you are welcome once again onto this particular second episode, looking at your life in the first episode. And now we want to jump into when you identify the diamond you are, what did you do with it? Why was it coaching, consulting,
Yeah,
human capital development? Why not any other else? Welcome, Philippe.
yeah. Thank you to have me back in your podcast and enjoy the first part. So I'm happy to be and to connect and share with you this time too. So I left you last time with having this image of myself as a diamond.
Mm,
And that's powerful because it's an image, it's a metaphor, it's something that our unconscious brain can take in a very positive way. It's something unique, it's something with a great value, and you can't compare. So I started to feel better about myself and then to figure out what was my diamond and reflecting on myself, what I like doing, how I can contribute. It's really about creativity. It's about understanding people. So all the learnings I had in my life, I decided to do something with it and encapsulated in this diamond. So what happened at the company I was working at, they had some issues in Singapore agency in their store. And I proposed to the Singapore director to do a workshop for the first time on the vision and mission of their company. From the techniques I've learned in California about learning NLP. And I went there. There were four people, four executives. Until now, they have fought all their life. Never be on the same page, never. So I helped them to design a vision all together, to agree what is the mission of the company. And I still remember as if it was yesterday, I was explaining the difference between a vision and mission. And I could see their eyes looking at me. I was standing in front of them and I said in myself, that's it. That's what I want to do for the rest of my life. I love doing that. I felt it. I felt so aligned. I was shining. And I helped for the first time this team to be on the same page and feel okay to work together. So my contribution was using my diamond. Everything I've learned from things I love doing, I was totally aligned, even though it was my first workshop. Not perfect, it was not the point, but what's coming out of me was genuine. And then I reflect on myself and say, what if the Balisan didn't tell me that you are a diamond? I would have been in a company still miserable, searching myself and beating myself that I was not good enough. His work changed my life. And
wow.
then because I could see the response of the people when I was using my diamond. I say, okay, now I have another dream that I have for a long time, is to create my own company. And after 6 years at that Japanese company, I said, now it's time to have the courage to go for and to use my diamond. And that's what I've started to do, and that's called coaching, helping people to find their diamonds with no money and no network, just my dream and my diamond.
I can connect to just my dream, just my diamond, and it gives me a lot of reflections, Philippe. It sort of resonates so deeply with my story. And like I said in the earlier episode, I now understand why I had so much connection to you after our session with Ideal Coaching Global. I think I followed up to connect with you on LinkedIn, and we have grown to today having you on the second episode of the Coach Scofray Podcast, and picking from no money, but you have your dream on one side, you have your diamond on one side, and beneath it is the skill you had learned over the period, especially in California, mastering your NLP, having tested it in the training, kept it growing in 6 years and saying it is time to bow out. If other coaches are watching you, share with us with your story of the diamond and the dream. What did you do or chose to be differently that brought you this far? And share with us some of the clients you have worked with in Japan.
Yes. So that was a big jump to go to the unknown entrepreneurship. My father was executive in one company all his life. I didn't have any role model as entrepreneur. So that was totally new and so scary. But my passion and my desire to do something freely, to use my diamond, was stronger. Eventually, after 2 years, I had almost no money left. Only maybe $1 on my bank account. I wanted to give up. The thing I recommend is when you have a dream and you want to go for it, be surrounded by people who inspire you. You have so many people will tell you why you shouldn't do it. And I always had some role models. And in Japan, I had one called William Reed, and he had a life like a samurai. And I was looking at him, he was doing everything he wanted. He enjoyed his life, say, I want to become like him. And when I had only $1 left, I went to him and desperate and say, I should go back to real work, real job. And he told me, Philippe, 100% of the people who failed is because they gave up. Don't give up. So many times I wanted to give up the first 3 years. It was so tough. I had a few clients for life coaching. I couldn't pay the rent. I had a new kid, a lot of pressure. And at the same time, I didn't want to go back to the corporate world. And eventually, I started to decide also to speak in the Chamber of Commerce and to share my beliefs about how we can change. And the thing was, I did a workshop about emotional intelligence at work at the French Chamber of Commerce in Tokyo. And in the front row, you had the president of the Chamber of Commerce was sitting like here, and very severe eyes. And at the end of my presentation, he came to me. He told me, Philippe, I don't believe in consultants. I don't trust them. If we could change people, I should have known because I've been 30 years in the business. Nevertheless, come to my office.
Whoa!
And I was still a beginner in coaching, and then I went to his office, he looked at me and said, okay, you will try on me first.
The boss of the chamber is saying you will
Yeah,
try on him first.
yes, I don't believe in it, but you try on me. And I remember at that time I didn't have my space, my private office. I had an open space in a coffee shop in Tokyo. And he came, and from the first session, it totally changed his mind. He became my best client for years. He helped me. I did all the coaching for the key people, all the workshop with the leadership teams. We created things together. From very doubtful person, skeptical, he became my best salesperson. He was talking about me everywhere.
Wow.
So that's also kind of fate, destiny. Once again, you encounter someone. So you need to be out. You just need to be out and expose yourself and share what you believe in. And when it's true, it's genuine, somehow the stars align and things happen.
That is very deep. That put yourself out there in spite of all that is going on, still holding to the dream that is biting you. And what, like you said, you decided to still hold a session for the Chamber of Commerce. The heart to still want to give, to still want to share the diamond you are with others, even when you had just $1 in your account, having quit corporate. We are not saying everybody should quit corporate. That's what we are
No, no.
encouraging. We are not saying everybody should quit corporate. But if you had watched the first episode and look at his life and his business, his career trajectory and how all this have played back, put yourself out there if you are a starting coach. Put yourself out there if you are a struggling coach. Put yourself out there even if you are a struggling leader. He also mentioned you have 1,001 people who will tell you it cannot be done and it shouldn't be done. But surround yourself with people who inspire you. They don't need to do what you do. They're not even to be exceptional at what you do or the same arena. It's a bonus if that person is in your arena. But here is somebody who is not in his space, but yet who inspire him to keep on going, and he did. Felipe, let's explore your coaching niche and market. I had already asked which other companies have you served from this particular chamber. When he started connecting you to other clients, what did you do to sustain and even advance this diamond in this coaching journey?
Yeah. So first, for me, the recipe is very simple. If your clients get the real value from your coaching, they will recommend you. I don't do sales. I don't. Only word of mouth. That's one thing. Be good at what you do. If you are good and find your own style of coaching, coaching is like a restaurant. You have everything from the 3-star to, let's say, franchise stores, and you have the French, Chinese, and hamburger. You have everything. So find your niche. So I agree with you. Find your niche. What is your diamond that you want to propose? Be clear about it. If you are a logical person, you can help people for processing. If you are more creative like myself, you help people to be inspiring and creative, use their creativity more. Find and know your diamond first as a coach. You are all unique. And also, another thing is that I think was very important for me. I just wanted to work in the industry I like. I
Oh,
was interested in fashion, luxury when I was young. I don't know why. I was in Paris. I was looking at the stores. nice suits and things like that. And wow, one day I want to have one. And then naturally, so I decided to work and to target luxury and fashion companies.
Hmm.
And I became specialized in fashion and retail in Japan. So that also became a specialty. Then I also decided to work in pharma because as a mission, the pharma and the biotech companies, they save life. It's
Oh.
clear, their mission is clear. And helping those companies to do a better job is helping people to save life as well. So I'm not in bank, I'm not in insurance, I'm not in. So I'm really work in the industry that I like myself. No need to justify why, but know yourself, know what you want once again.
Wow.
And I want.
Wow. Know yourself, embrace the diamond you are. Coaching is like a restaurant, bouquet of everything in there. If you are a beggar, if you are a hamburger, if you are whatever, become good at that and find where it fits for you. Flexibility, vulnerability, malleability, where you can be, you can show yourself excellent. That's profound, Philippe. That's incredible.
The thing with the diamond concept is when we start, let's think about somebody who want to go into the coaching business.
Mhm.
The first reaction is focusing on what we don't know, what we don't have.
Mm.
And the power of the diamond is first focus on what you have. This is the only thing you can contribute, you can give. Instead, and then give more confidence. But naturally, when you try something new, first, out of the comfort zone, you are afraid and you see, you compare with the others and you beat yourself. And with this, no efficient at all. So it's how to focus on what you are good at and to clearly state it, articulate it.
This is inspiring. This drums home deeply, Felipe, and passion, farm. And in earlier episode, you had not even mentioned about your interest in farm, but what touched my heart was looking at industries that even in their practice, they contribute to life, preservation of life, enhancement of life, because that is what a diamond is. It brings life, it brings value to life. That sits and resonate with me, and I'm excited that that part of the insight came up through the conversation. Why should businesses, corporates, even executive individuals, Felipe, looking at the experience you have amassed over the years, why should they invest in coaching?
So I won't say they should invest in coaching. They should believe in people and they should care and want to have people give their best and create the best environment for it and give meaning. And coaching is one way to do it, to achieve that. But first, that's why I work with CEOs first. I never take a workshop assignment, team building assignment, never, if I don't work with a CEO first, individually, never.
Wow. Tell me more about that.
It doesn't work. It doesn't work. I've tried a few times at the beginning. I was coaching one middle management person. getting better. Then I coach his director, getting better. But at the end, they all say the same thing. Maybe our CEO needs coaching. And then I decided to work with CEOs first, because helping the people who have the most leverage, the most influence in the company, my time is limited. So they will do the job. They will coach their teams. So that's why I've decided to work with top CEOs as much as I can. And then to prepare the workshop with them, to customize the workshop with them for their teams, using the diamond approach, because it's like, so they need to understand deeply what leadership is about. They need to experience it. It's not a workshop, a team building that make fix things to give more sales. It's deep inside. They need to experience. Then they want their team to have the same similar experience. This is where the group coaching is happening. And the process is the same. The metaphor of the diamond is for the CEO first, and the shadow diamond, which is things they need to maybe brush up and do differently, and the ideal diamond, what kind of leaders they do want to become. And then to do the same thing with leadership teams. What is the diamond of the team? What is the diamond of each director? And then what is the diamond of the organization? What is the shadow diamond and the ideal diamond as well? So using the same process from one person to a big organization. And the metaphor of the diamond is more fun than talking about skills, knowledge. It's a little bit boring. The leadership team, the leadership words are left brain oriented. And for me, leadership is from the heart, is metaphoric, and diamond is beyond cultures. We are not from the same culture. We feel the same diamond. And I work with international companies. They have different nationalities there. They all love the diamond concept. It's easy to grasp and make a great feeling from the beginning.
Wow. I think in the first episode, you actually mentioned the logic of the heart that leads for you. Leadership is caring for people from the heart, wanting to experience people flourish from the heart. And on this particular episode too, you have mentioned that again. And the lesson I have taken also here is when you coach the leadership, they become the integral part of bringing so more or less polishing the diamond in those beneath them. And if those beneath them get it first and they don't get it, they still create shadows instead of getting the best out of their staff or their subordinates. That also is very key and profound to hear. Then also, it is not just investment. It's not just investing in coaching, but the leaders must first care about the people, to want to see them flourish, to want to experience them become better versions of themselves, to want them to live the best of the diamond they are. That is what gets them to look at one of the ways for the personal development as coaching is. And this is very deep, and I'm lost for words to even explain how I feel about this exposition you've shared. There is something you have done. You've always used the word creative. You've always used the word creative, or what places or field where you can be creative. No wonder you were a diamond in the rough like I was. And thanks to Bertie for connecting you and I from that place of being two diamonds in the rough, expanding our polishing our diamond. Philippe.
Yes.
Philippe. What drove you to bet Philippe, and what are you achieving with Philippe? Because in the era of AI, it sounds as if everything must be mechanistic, but you are doing something unique with Philippe, where that depth of you is what you are amplifying through Philippe. Share with us about Philippe.
Yes. So when the COVID hit, I lost 80% of my sales, of my income. Before the COVID, I felt very strong, have the best brands you can imagine, working with the CEOs, the best people you can imagine, and in one day, all gone.
Wow.
So I felt so much vulnerable, and everything it was about me physically helping people. And I decided to learn how to create online courses, how to become more digital, and I started to really adapt myself to this new environment. I bought a studio, camera, to learn all the best tools and also to learn how to create online courses. So I was in technology. And at the same time, design. I always like designing, using designing a website, designing all the things I'm creating, I'm making by myself. And so the thing for me always has been also how to leverage, how to reach out to more people, and how people, they can't afford to have one-on-one coaching with me to all the company. And when AI started to come, I was one of the first to use it, to use ChatGPT 3 and to see the benefits of it. I started to also use some tools, some platforms, how to create a bot. And for 2 years, I decided to put all my knowledge and all my processes of coaching in Philbot. And the thing for me was, instead of creating an avatar from nowhere, like some IT guys are doing, they can create whatever coach is. For me, to have the real coach behind, it was so important. Something credible, something real. And at the same time, the hybrid, to have even my coaching clients, to have between the session, have Philbot reminding their goals and say, by the way, you have this and that, and to prepare the sessions. And then gradually to say, okay, maybe not for the leadership teams, but how to create some coaching for all your employees, managers. And this is where Philbot is coming in. To have the same methodology, the same approach, and no variation between coaches, because it's all the same. But the answers, the responses, they are all unique to each person using Philbot.
This is another area that the first time you mentioned Philibot and how far it's come, I feel so humbled to have that connection with you, is that integration you have expanded. If any coach is watching or listening to us and has got the phobia and the fear that AI will kick them out of business, what would you say to them?
So I had I could see so many resistance at the beginning. When I posted something about AI, it was the first time for me to experience. It was fun. And I had so many negative comments on LinkedIn. Guess what? Coming from coaches. AI can't replace a real conversation. They don't know the background. They don't have the connection. They don't. So all the good excuses that I could feel fear. And if they started to think about themselves to compete with AI, it's not a good way. As coaches and entrepreneurs, business owners, is not the right approach. As a coach, you need to be more open, more agile, to take it and to see how they can use it as a tool. So you can see more and more people now are more get used to it. And for me, it's don't be afraid of it, try it. In coaching, what the nature of my coaching also changed. I'm teaching them how to use AI.
Wow.
It's a part of my skills now. I'm polishing other facets of my diamond. So, and the thing for me is be as a coach, even you are not the leader of a big organization or even a small one, we are leaders. We are the leaders of our life. We are leaders in a different way. We help in a different way. It's not in a big organization on the chart. We are leaders. We need to be role models. We need to apply to ourselves what we preach, what we say. If we don't do it, we are not good coaches. And AI, integrating AI, the same thing. Try, do it. Don't be afraid. You don't need to be perfect to know everything, but you can't. Your clients will come to you now with a question of AI. How should I use it? What I do it? So you need to do the work first. Learn, still learning about it. Be a little bit in advance.
Wow.
Don't need to go to my level because I'm so interested in the technology and how to use creative part as well to make something happening. You don't need to be to that level, but at least to be comfortable to talk about and to try something because your client will ask you.
Incredible. Incredible. Philippe, as we wrap up and your exposition on coaching business, a position on coaching and technology and AI, you mentioned be true to yourself, your authenticity, find a place that resonate with you, find an area. And the beautiful metaphor is it's like a restaurant. You can find everything in there, and it is you can choose to be anything, and there's somebody you are meant for. There you are not meant for everybody, but there's somebody, there's a client you are meant for, your nature is meant for, and the rare you are by the authenticity in practice and experience, the value your clients put on you, like your first client, the lead of the chamber of the comments. What are your last words to coaches, to leaders who want to explore the benefit of coaching for themselves and their employees?
I think first it's about humility.
Mm.
Nobody's perfect. It's okay not to know everything. It's okay to be a bit scared about the world. And it's more okay to ask for help. We need help. And for the leaders, to have somebody who is not in the organization, to have a safe place where they can be themselves, express everything, and feel some support, it's huge. And for coaches, regardless their skills, just to be there, 100% without judgment, to be and hold the field for those people to reflect on themselves, that's already luxury. Luxury is not a good now. It's time, the quality of time to spend.
Wow. Indescribable moment with Philippe Graal, all the way from Japan. He's served and coached top, top executive in the ecosystem or the economy of Japan. He started his interest in France, navigated it through it all, had his own high and low moments, had his own giving up moments, profound journey, and still, one thing he said that excites me is he's still polishing his diamond, other versions of his diamond. And when you pick a well-cut diamond, it has so many sides, but it still makes up the quality, the value that diamond is. So you are a diamond with many sides that you can polish and expand for the benefit of humankind. And leadership is from the heart. Leadership is a heart faculty that uses the logics of your brain to bring things into being or manifest it. Philippe, I can't thank you less, and I'm grateful I ever connected with you. I'm also grateful that we share the diamond in the rough together. Thank you so much, and
Wow.
I know. Yes, I'll connect with you once again. Thank you so very much, Philippe. I'm grateful.
Thank you so much, Scofray. That was a fantastic time with you. And I can see in your eyes a big diamond shining. And you are
Thank
spreading
you.
your light on everyone, shining on
Thank
everyone.
you. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm excited for the time you spent, and I'll come back to you when this episode is about coming. I'll take your picture, use it for the artworks. Then also when it finally comes out, we will get some articles out of it, so that we can share as an enforcer also to the interview we've had. And I'm humbled. Thank you so much for making time. I know the time is so late. I won't keep you here. Bless
It's
you so much.
okay. It's a pleasure, real pleasure. Thank you so much for this opportunity.